Welcome to Inner Peace. Today we share with you the story of Arjun, a man who found inner peace through the ancient art of Buddhist meditation under the guidance of a wise Zen master. This story is about discovering the peace that already lies within us, beyond the turbulence of our thoughts, and finding stillness in the present moment. If you've ever struggled with anxiety, stress, or a restless mind, this story is for you. Once upon a time, in a secluded monastery nestled high among the mountains, there lived a Zen master named Master Rinzin. His monastery was a peaceful sanctuary surrounded by vast forests, towering trees, and calm streams. People traveled from far and wide, hoping to find peace and wisdom under his guidance. One such traveler was Arjun, a young man who, despite his great achievements in life, found himself burdened by an overwhelming sense of unrest. Arjun was highly intelligent and successful, but his mind was in constant turmoil. He was haunted by the mistakes of his past and plagued by the anxiety of what lay ahead. He felt trapped in a never-ending cycle of worries. No matter how hard he tried, happiness seemed always out of reach. His mind was his biggest enemy, filled with thoughts that kept him awake at night and distracted him during the day. Arjun had heard of Master Rinzin's wisdom and was desperate for a solution. So he decided to leave his life behind for a while and seek the answers he so desperately needed. After a long and arduous journey, Arjun finally arrived at the monastery. The first time Arjun laid eyes on Master Rinzin, he was struck by the peaceful aura that surrounded him. The Zen master sat quietly under a large tree, seemingly lost in deep contemplation. His calm presence filled the air, and Arjun could sense that there was something profoundly different about this man. Without hesitation, Arjun approached the Zen master. "Master," he said humbly, "I've come to seek your help. My mind is a constant storm. I am filled with regrets from the past and worries about the future. I cannot find peace. How can I quiet my mind?" Master Rinzin looked at him with kind yet penetrating eyes. He smiled softly and said, "Arjun, the mind is like water. When it is stirred, it becomes cloudy and unclear. But when it is still, it reflects everything clearly. Let me show you something." Master Rinzin led Arjun to a small table in the garden, where there was a bowl filled with water. The bowl was simple, unadorned, and held nothing but still water. Master Rinzin handed Arjun a long stick and said, "Stir the water with this stick." Arjun did as he was told, swirling the water around. Immediately, the calm surface of the water began to ripple and turn murky. The once clear reflection of the sky and trees was now obscured by the chaotic motion of the water. The more he stirred, the cloudier the water became. "Now," said the master, "stop stirring the water and let it settle." Arjun placed the stick down, and after a few moments of stillness, the ripples slowly began to fade. The water returned to its clear, calm state, and the reflection of the trees and the sky was once again visible. Master Rinzin turned to Arjun and said, "This water is like your mind. When you stir it with thoughts, worries, regrets, anxieties, the mind becomes restless and unclear. But when you stop stirring it with thoughts, when you allow it to settle, the mind becomes calm and clear." Arjun's heart stirred with a deep realization. "So you mean to say that my mind is restless because of my constant thinking?" he asked. The master nodded. "Yes, thoughts come and go, but when we cling to them or resist them, we create disturbance. True peace comes when we stop stirring the mind with unnecessary thoughts and simply let it be." Determined to understand the true meaning of peace, Arjun decided to stay at the monastery and learn the art of meditation. He sought the guidance of Master Rinzin, who agreed to teach him the ways of Buddhist meditation. The days that followed were filled with struggle. Arjun had a difficult time silencing his mind. When he sat to meditate, his thoughts would come rushing in. Thoughts about his past mistakes, his fears about the future, his worries about his family, his work, and his relationships. Each time he tried to focus on his breath, his mind wandered. But Master Rinzin did not give up on him. "Arjun," he said, "do not try to force your mind into silence. Simply observe your thoughts without getting attached to them. They are like clouds in the sky. Let them pass without holding on to them. Your job is not to stop them, but to watch them as they come and go." It was not easy for Arjun. Every time he sat to meditate, the same flood of thoughts would rush in, distracting him. He felt frustrated, like he was getting nowhere. But he trusted Master Rinzin's teachings and continued his practice. Slowly, over time, something began to shift. Arjun began to notice small moments of stillness in his practice. At first, these moments were brief, just a few seconds of peace amidst the chaos of his thoughts. But as days passed, these moments grew longer. He began to notice a quiet space between his thoughts, a space where peace resided. One day, while meditating under the very same Bodhi tree where he had first met Master Rinzin, Arjun experienced something profound. As he focused on his breath and allowed his thoughts to pass without attachment, his mind became completely still. It was as if all the noise in his head vanished, leaving only an overwhelming sense of calm. In that moment, he realized something incredible. Peace was not something he had to search for. It was already within him, hidden beneath the surface of his thoughts. It was like the stillness of the water in the bowl. It was always there, waiting to be uncovered. Arjun rushed to Master Rinzin with excitement in his heart. He bowed deeply and said, "Master, I understand now. Peace is not something to be found outside of myself. It is within me, waiting to be uncovered. I simply need to stop stirring my thoughts and allow my mind to be still." The master smiled, his eyes full of wisdom. "Yes, Arjun. Meditation is not about stopping your thoughts. It is about observing them without getting attached. When you allow your mind to be still, you discover that peace has always been there within you. True peace is not something you need to chase. It is something you need to be still enough to experience." Arjun's life changed in ways he never expected. The restlessness he had once felt, the anxiety that used to dominate his days, began to fade. With each passing day, he became more attuned to the present moment, to the stillness that he had discovered within himself. His relationships improved, and he felt more grounded and content than ever before. As Arjun continued his journey, he began to share his wisdom with others. He reminded them that peace is not something to be pursued outside, but something that can be cultivated within. He shared the teachings of Master Rinzin, explaining that by observing the mind without judgment, one can find peace even in the midst of chaos. Dear listener, remember that inner peace is not something to be found in the past or the future. It exists in the present moment. When you stop stirring your thoughts, when you let them pass like clouds in the sky, you will discover the stillness that is always within you. It's not about eliminating all thoughts, but about accepting them without becoming them. If Arjun's story has inspired you, we encourage you to start your own journey toward peace. Take a moment each day to sit in stillness, observe your thoughts, and allow yourself to simply be. Peace is not a destination. It is a way of living, a way of being in harmony with the present moment. If you found this story inspiring, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Inner Peace for more stories and teachings on mindfulness and wisdom. May your journey lead you to the peace that resides within you.